Oh, here she is.
Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Wait, let me put my headphones on.
Sure.
I remember last time it was a little tricky.
Yeah, a little bit. But we made it work.
We made it work, yes. All
Can you
right.
hear me okay?
I can hear you much better, actually.
Great.
Yes.
Good.
So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Doing pretty well.
Great.
Yeah, it's
Great,
really
great.
nice outside, I think. It's not like too sunny, but it's just sunny enough to where it feels like a nice spring day. So,
It's wonderful. I love it. Yeah, I love days like this.
yeah,
It's great.
it's been pretty nice lately, which I'm really happy for. So,
Yeah, yeah. We don't have too many spring days. Usually it's either cold, rainy, or hot, but so we have to really enjoy days like this.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially being in Texas, for
Yeah,
sure.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
So, this is our, I would say, fourth or fifth talk, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
I can't believe it.
I've been enjoying every week.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I like how we've been keeping it a little different. Like the topic's been different every week.
Yeah, yeah. And so today, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about. We're going to try to make it a little shorter than the other days because
Yeah.
it's been a little hard to upload it on YouTube. So we're going to try to keep it a little short. We both love to talk,
Yeah.
especially about this topic about being, positive and optimistic, and how to try to make the best out of our days. But we will have to try to keep it a little short.
Yeah.
And
I think we'll be
last,
fine.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Last week, we've been doing some exercising because we realized with some stretching, because we were just trying to tell everybody how important it is to keep a healthy routine. And healthy routine is not only, uh, you know, sleep a lot, and it's a lot of things together. So it's sleep a lot, to do some stretching, and it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter your body weight.
Right.
It's really important to do some stretching. It's important to drink a lot of water. It's important to have a good nutrition. So today we're going to
Yes.
focus a little bit on the nutrition.
Yes.
But I wanted to start with, I can tell everybody's been seeing that the things are going better with this coronavirus. We are starting to see a light on the end of the tunnel. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so, and I'm hoping that it stays that way because
Yeah,
there's always rumors of like things can change, and there's like the second
yeah,
wave or whatever. But like, I'm choosing to see that it's getting better based
it's
on like
getting better.
facts, based on like data. So
Yes,
yeah.
yes, and already today in the United States, the numbers were better than it was usually.
Hmm.
So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, I agree.
People following the rules and everybody helping each other, that really is making a difference. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, me too.
But so I wanted to start today, since I feel like it's a more positive day with these numbers and with the results also in Italy. That
Yes.
these are waves that we always have in life. We have up and downs in life, and so you always have to know, don't despair when there's a down. You always have to know that there's going to be an up. So you have
Yes.
to try to keep hope, and look forward, and everything will get better. We say there's a
Yes.
saying that says, "This too shall pass."
Mm-hmm.
Everything passes in life, everything comes and goes, and maybe in 5 years we're going to remember, oh, that crazy 2020,
I
but
know.
we won't remember how actually, in the everyday, how hard it has been
Yeah.
for everybody, not only
Right.
people that they were sick, or your family, that they were sick, but everybody, losing their job, or just
Yeah, everyone has kind
it's
of had a different,
experience.
impact because of it.
Yeah,
Like a different result, but yet we're all still in like the same. It's everyone's so different, but we're also so similar. If that
yeah,
makes sense. Like both of
yeah.
those things are true, which is it's so strange. Like who would have thought that it would have taken all of this to, I guess, like feel united with our communities.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah. And I think I like how you said like you mentioned the word routine like somewhere in there, and I think it's a lot easier to see like the light at the end of the tunnel, and like it's a lot easier to be positive and have an optimistic outlook if you have a routine like. And I
Yeah.
know that's easier said than done for a lot of people, but at least when it comes to like diet, that's something that's so like for the most part we're very much in control of what we eat. Like we get to decide our nutrition. We get to decide how much water we drink every day,
Yeah.
And I'd like to think that if at least if you had that habit before this, the virus started, I would like to think that maybe you had a probably easier time keeping that, and maybe that I don't know, I feel like it's little habits and choices like that. If you
Yeah.
have those already built in, it does make it a lot easier to like remain calm in times of fear or doubt or
Yeah.
uncertainty and anxiety. Like staying in control of what you can already remain in control of, like that's the good thing about this virus, at least like it doesn't, for the most part, again I know some people might have a different situation, but for the most part like that doesn't dictate what we can and can't eat. We can still get clean water, it doesn't mess with our electricity, like comparing it at least to like maybe a natural disaster, like that would have more of an
Yeah.
impact on like those choices and what we have access to. But with something like this, at least we can still go to the grocery store and still get pretty much everything we would need nutrition wise.
Yes.
So, at least, and that's my opinion. Again, I don't want to speak for the people that maybe have had a harder time finding what they need, because I know some things have been a little scarce, but generally it's been
Yeah.
pretty accessible for everyone.
Yeah, and I feel like this time also teaches us that I feel like we've been learning a lot in this time like this.
Yeah.
And one thing that I hope, because I've seen a lot in Instagram, I'm really happy. I've seen a lot of people just putting live videos of exercises like we did last week, or like just talking and trying to just fill up the time for what we're trying to do, fill up the
Yes.
time for people that they're home, stuck at home, to just have a nice conversation, talk about good and healthy habits to have. But also this can teach us to really appreciate the little things.
Yeah.
To
Definitely.
see that we are very self-sufficient, to see that it's really important also, because a lot of people, I'm sure, that had a really hard time. First of all, let me say hi to everybody, because I see my best friend Jenny, my Dudu, my mother, and a lot of friends, Julia, a lot of friends from Italy. So hi, ciao tutti.
Yeah, hello
Thank you
everyone.
so much.
Yeah, thanks for I'm scrolling through now too, just to make sure like I catch people who are coming in. So yeah, thanks for
Ciao
joining us
tutti.
everybody.
And so I was saying, times like this, it makes you realize how important it is to be financially responsible. I know that a lot of people don't like this topic. I didn't like this topic before I got married. My husband is extremely responsible in everything he does, so it taught me a lot. But it's important, and whenever I had, like we were saying last time, whenever a woman is under stress, what do? You eat, you do compulsive shopping.
Yeah.
And so I've been there. And still now, sometimes I have to hold myself, because, it's easy nowadays, buying stuff online. It's so easy and so much fun. It comes to your house, But then my husband was always telling me, do you need it? Or do you want it? What do you mean? I do need it to be happy. What are you talking about? So, we really have to think about this. Whenever we want to buy something, do we need it or do we want it?
Yeah.
Because in times like this, where we have a situation, terrible, traumatic situation like this, then it hurts to be with no money to eat.
Yeah.
So we always have to have something saved aside. That's extremely important, because unforeseen circumstances in life, they always happen.
Right.
And
it's just a matter of when, not if.
Yes. So, like we said, there's always up and down in life. But so if you're a little bit kind of prepared, you're comfortable, then it's a little bit easier to face a situation like this and to go through a situation like this.
Yes, definitely. And I like how you brought up, the idea of, being financially responsible, of course, like, and that's across the board for no matter who you are, what you do. But you can, I think just discipline or responsibility in life across all aspects is incredibly important. And that's a skill that some people like it, we have to learn it. I don't know if that's something that's like, because like imagine like as a child you don't have to worry about money. And your parents decide, your diet and what you eat and stuff. So
you don't have to worry about anything, yeah.
Right. So like that's something I think that you learn as an adult. Like maybe, of course like habits are formed when you're a child, but it's once you have the agency to make choices and make decisions. I'd say like maybe high school is probably where like you probably start learning the classes of like what's healthy and in terms of I wish high schools like taught like how to pay taxes and stuff, because I feel like that would be more that's like a financial responsibility way, very useful. But I was lucky enough to learn in high school like home ec. It's just called home economics, so like cooking, like making yourself a basic meal that's healthy and affordable and stuff like that. So I know not every school I don't think offers that, but I was lucky to have that, and I'm glad that like
that's nice.
Yeah, so I was really lucky in that way.
In Italy, since you're born, you have that class at home, basically.
Oh, right.
Because,
yeah
everybody, I believe, like, if you're every 12 years old in Italy, boy or girl, they know how to make a pasta. So I feel your parents teach you how to survive. Food is always the most important thing. So they teach you how to survive with pasta.
Yeah, and I guess, like, I was lucky, like, my mom cooked most of our food, so I was exposed to that too, but not everyone is. Like, it's funny,
I know
this makes me think of like, so a boy I dated in high school, like I remember him like telling me, and like I experienced this with him, like, so his mom like didn't cook and his dad didn't cook, and so they would eat out for dinner
every night.
And like that's fine, like if that works for you, fine, like I'm not here to judge, like it's just interesting, I think, like how everyone here can be brought up in a different way. So it's just like, and I guess that's like an American cultural thing. Like we're so tied into like, local businesses, eat out at local restaurants, and like we want to support those people too. And more now than ever, like I think we're seeing the effects of that too. So,
yeah, that's a lot an American thing. I realized since I got here, because, like in Italy, you're used to just stay at home and cook meals at home. And then like you go out for dinner when it's a special occasion. Yeah. Like here you go out for dinner. I feel like whenever you don't know how to cook, you go out for dinner.
Right. Or maybe
when you don't have time to cook, you just, But in Italy, like we cook so much. Whenever you cook a meal, you don't cook just a meal. You cook more. Usually in Italian homes, how do you call it? The freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Is bigger than the refrigerator usually.
Yeah, wow,
because we freeze everything. Like when my mom, she make meatballs, and also me now. If I make meatballs, if I make lasagna, I make a lot at one time. Then I put it there, and then whenever it's a day that I'm tired, I come back from work late or something happened, at least I can grab the lasagna from the freezer, or I can get and I can have a kind of a healthy ready meal instead of going out, or because you never know what you eat when you go outside.
And then, you don't know what's in it always. Like there's more salt and fat and additives and sugar and stuff that you just you don't see. You just don't see it. So
and we go back to the same thing that we were saying, that whenever. That's also really important. That's why we wanted to talk about nutrition today, because if you eat bad, or if you add bad habits with food or timing also, don't eat when you're hungry. Set up, discipline yourself. And I feel like I'm really lucky to be born in Italy, because we have that, set in stone. So you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mm-hmm. If you go to a restaurant in Italy at 3 p.m., sometimes they're closed.
Right.
Because the restaurant open for lunch, and then it closes, and then it opens for dinner. While here, restaurants are open all day long.
All morning, all day.
All day
Yeah,
long.
for the most
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
And there's some restaurants that are open 24 hours a day. So if you want to have a snack at 3 a.m.,
Yeah.
you go to IHOP
Yeah.
and you have a healthy snack.
Right.
So, but it's important to be disciplined with food, because if you eat bad and if you eat at the bad time and you don't give your body the time to digest well, then your system, it's it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah,
it
it's not
doesn't
as
work
efficient.
right. Yeah, it's not as efficient, and so then you feel bad, you feel stuffed up, and then whenever you feel bad, then you get a negative mindset and you get stressed out, and that's all a domino effect that comes also from the nutrition.
Yeah.
So like you were saying, being disciplined overall, it's extremely important. We don't have, I know a lot of people, and probably also myself at first, I was very disciplined at work. Let me say hi to my friend, my fratello.
Yeah.
Ciao Franci. Sorry, from Italy still.
Yeah.
So a lot of people disciplined at work, but then in their private life with themselves, you're not disciplined. Why? You should be more disciplined with yourself, because you're going to spend the rest of your life with yourself. And so you want to have a good routine, like we were saying, good, healthy habits.
Yeah.
And so everything starts from, you are what you eat. So if you eat bad, you're not going to feel good.
Yeah.
You're not going to feel good. You're not going to be healthy,
Yeah.
So comfort
Definitely.
food, it tastes good, but it's just overall bad for you.
Right. And that's if you eat it like consistently
Regularly,
all the time.
yeah,
I mean, because
yeah.
I do get the feel like, and I do have like strong feelings when it comes to like body image. So like we're not talking about that specific like weight. I don't think we're talking about weight today.
We're not talking about weight. We're talking about how to make your digestive, how do you call it? Your system,
like your digestive health and just like an energy and metabolism. And like you said, like while yes, we are what we eat, I think at the end of the day what that really means and like what we should take away from that is like balance. And I know that that's like preached a lot, but I do think it's preached a lot for a reason. Like it's important to eat, healthy, and whatever that means for, I guess, generally speaking. We were talking a little bit about like, that's a little different when it comes to someone maybe who's vegetarian or vegan or pescatarian. Like there's different kinds of like diets and lifestyles, of course.
And then you choose one you want to do, of course. But if you're, you need to choose a path and go for it.
Yeah. And commit to it and make it, as long as at the end of the day, if you're getting all the nutrition and vitamins and minerals you need and you're healthy, like if a doctor, whenever you go take your checkup, as long as like you have a doctor you trust and they're telling you like you're okay and you're doing the right thing, keep doing it. And I think that's what like we're really trying to emphasize today.
Yeah.
From like my opinion, but
yeah. And like if I can give some example on my own experience, first of all, I have lost 10 kilos, so 20 pounds since I got in the United States.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah. In Italy, I was working, but I love pasta and I love to eat, and everybody knows that. I really love to eat. I'm really like, I love to cook and I love to eat. But before, I was just eating because I was craving something. I was not, not like, I changed my way of eating. Now, whenever I feel satisfied, I'm done.
Right.
Before, it was not like that.
Yeah. There's a level of awareness that you have to have with that, I think.
Yeah. And probably also because as soon as I got to the United States, I've seen a lot of, we have also heavier people in Italy, but I've seen a lot of unhealthy people around.
Here in the US?
Yeah. Especially in Texas, because I worked in California, and in California it was not as bad, probably. But in Texas, I've seen a lot of unhealthy, not only, heavier, but unhealthy people. And so I realized that, I cannot do that. I don't want to do that,
You
because
don't
then
wanna do that,
there's so many problems that comes,
Right.
you can get diabetes, you can get heart problems, you can get a
Right.
lot of problems, and you just have to know what you're eating and try to get a healthy routine.
Yes.
So it's going to be hard for the first week, but then as every routine, then you get in the loop and then you're done.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it's hard. Whenever you do a diet, at the beginning is always hard. But if you stick with it, if you don't give up, then you're in the loop and you don't even realize anymore that, I'm eating great.
Yes. And
So
that's so interesting you bring that up, like, and when it comes to habits, because I actually just recorded a podcast where I actually looked up, like, how many days does it really take on average to, like, make or change a habit? So what I've found is
it depends what habit, no?
Well, sure, yes, that is true, but generally, and this is general, like, this isn't like across the board, it's not necessarily true, but according to research, it takes about 66 days on average. So maybe a little less for some people, maybe a little more for others, and again, depending on the habit, how, like, I guess easy or hard, fill in the blank with whatever habit, but generally, they've done research on this for years and years and years across, whether it's diet or smoking or, other parts of life, and 66 days. So that's like, what, 2 months of, like, that's really how long it takes to, like, make that initial change. But then even, like, you have to add on a little bit more time to make that, like, a permanent thing.
Yeah.
So, and that can be overwhelming, but like you said, if you take it one step at a time or one day at a time, that's where growth happens. Like, that's where change happens. And so I guess, if you don't mind me asking, how long did it take you, or how long did you initially notice that it took for when you lost all that weight? Like, was it pretty quick, or was it, like, over?
I didn't even plan it like that. I was just I just wanted to be healthy, and I didn't plan to just lose so much weight and just be fit, but I just started to have a good diet. I found a nutritionist, gave me a good diet, and then I just started to work out at the gym or running, because I realized that I always said, "Oh, I'm riding 10 horses a day. I don't need to do any other physical activity because I do a lot." But that is not true. It's not true, because every athlete, they have to do, even basketball players, runners, everybody. You need to do your training at the gym also and stay fit, because also with the riding, you develop one side more than another, and so you need to keep your body balanced and your muscles balanced.
Right.
And so I would say 3 months.
Okay.
I would say 3 months.
Yeah, and especially when it's something that's not, like, super intentional. I mean, that sounds reasonable, but that sounds healthy. Like, it wasn't like you dropped 20 pounds in a week. Like, you weren't trying to, like,
but I was
extremely
disciplined, because whenever I was in Italy, you go to dinner with your friends, you go to stay with your moms, you go to dinner, or you go to somebody's house.
Yeah, so you guys celebrate with food, I feel.
Yes,
and we do too here, of course, just for different occasions and different reasons, but yeah.
And so when I got here, I was by myself. I didn't know anybody. So I was like, what better time than now, now, to just work and improve myself and just focus on myself. And so, I got this diet, and I got, and a big part of this diet was drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Drink a lot of water.
I could talk a lot about that.
I was shocked. Because I had a lot of meals. I had like 5 meals during the day. And I was like, I thought that the diet, you just don't eat. You just starve to death, and that's how you lose weight. But no. You have to eat, and you just have to keep it balanced. So you have to eat more time during the day and just a little bit less, and keep a consistency in your diet.
Yeah.
And then exercise is extremely important. So I was going every day after riding. I was going 2 hours at the gym. The cardio is the thing that I hated the most, but it's the thing that works the best, you know?
At least when it comes to, like, losing weight.
Yeah. So you have to sweat. So that's why a lot of people don't like to sweat. But after that, I realized that sweating is healthy. Sweating is great.
Yeah, it's great. Good for you.
Your body throws out all the toxins and it's fantastic to sweat. So sweat. Definitely. You take a shower after, but just sweat is great.
Right. Definitely. I agree.
But yeah, so I think 3 months,
3 months.
healthy diet, and drink a gallon of water. So at the beginning, it was really hard, especially because being in Texas is so hot, and I was not used to that. And so they told me, "Oh, you always have to have a bottle of water with you." And I'm like, "I drink when I'm thirsty. If I'm not thirsty," and they're like, "No, whenever you're thirsty, it's too
Yeah,
late."
that means you're already dehydrated. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've learned that the hard
Yes.
way because I got 2 heat exhaustions my first summer here in
Oh
Texas.
goodness. Oh my
Yeah, it
goodness.
was. That's why now every summer I have um, I have a training diet, and I have, I eat specific things, and I drink coconut water. I have, those big bottles of a gallon water.
Yeah.
So I have that bottle, and then I refill my cup and I finish it during the day. And even if I'm not thirsty, I just force myself to drink because it's extremely important to keep yourself hydrated,
Yes.
especially when it's hot outside, of course.
Yeah, and you work outside, which like
Yeah.
more for you, of course. But even just like no matter what you do, I think again, this is like that's a lesson that we can all learn from. And I'm a huge
Yeah.
like pretty much all I drink is it's either water or I mean, and I drink alcohol, like I'll drink wine or, just
Yeah.
occasionally like a couple times a week, but I don't binge like, I don't that's not my favorite thing, but and I'm curious to know like what you would like what like you used to drink when you were in Italy living there. But yeah, I think I've kind of like the biggest thing that I noticed for me, and this goes across like sleep too, like I used to drink Diet Coke when I was younger because that was like considered like my treat or my dessert. But I noticed like even just all not only the sugar that wasn't like helpful for me, but like all the caffeine for me wasn't good for my sleep too. And and I know like we drink a lot of coffee here, and I'm sure in Italy like a lot of coffee like that's
Here
like,
you drink the coffee like this.
yeah, like
in
that,
Italy,
but it's like that, right? Okay, but yeah, but still, like I think a lot of us are so dependent on coffee too, which is not like, again, I'm not here to judge anybody, but like I can only imagine like I feel like a lot of us here we drink more than like one coffee. Like we need a lot to like get through the day, at least from what I've seen and like my friends and stuff. But
because I try to tell my husband because he loves coffee and
that's a dehydrator. It dehydrates you.
Yes,
it really does.
yes.
It's a diuretic, as they call it.
And it's not great for your heart.
Right, yeah, your heart. That's
especially like our families, they have heart, conditions. So it's not. I am always trying to tell him, but it's not that because people think, oh, without the coffee, I don't wake up. Right. So it's not true.
Right.
That's
you don't
just
need it to survive.
How do you say you are addicted to coffee? That it sounds, oh my God, it's terrible, but no, your body gets addicted to
Yeah. I mean, caffeine's a drug technically. And it's addictive. People love it. Yeah. We love it. But
and so I feel like whenever I started to drink, because I was drinking a lot of coffee at one point, whenever I did my my diet, then I started to drink herbal tea in the morning and do exercise, and then I was feeling not only energetic, but I was feeling light, comfortable. While with coffee, you kind of feel a little. I don't know. Sometimes it was whenever I was also studying that I was drinking a lot of coffee to study at night.
Right.
It was my heart was going fast. It was making me a little anxious.
Yeah, like jitters and shakes.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
I've had that too. That's why I stopped. Like I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just a matter of finding good, a healthy, habits, and then like we were saying last times, just try, step out and try. Maybe you like to walk, maybe you like to run, maybe you like to stretch at home, maybe you like to read the book, but you just have to try to find then what you really like. But you need to try, because if you never try, and it's not gonna come in your mind, oh, I think I like to paint. No, try. I like, try everything and find a healthy routine for your day that will make you feel better. And then if you feel better, people around you will feel better. You're going to relate with other people, talk to other people in a different way. And we don't realize sometimes that, or just react in a different way to what life brings us. So
Right. I think it's
yeah.
important, like you said, I think one of the reasons why people find it so hard to like eat better or work out more or work out differently is it's hard to find something you like, but
Yeah.
there's ways to do that with diet too. Like, even if you don't particularly like vegetables, because like I don't consider myself like I don't like vegetables. Like I am very picky when it comes to those things. But I've found like I think one of the goals with when it comes to nutrition is like get as much color in your diet as much as you can, especially with vegetables. So
Yeah.
if you can find like one vegetable per like color of the rainbow, I think that's like a good place to start. Like just one thing you like and have
Yeah.
a variety of like just one thing that suits a different, vitamin or mineral or nutritional composition. As long
Yeah.
as you can make a variety of like just even just one thing per category, I think that's just a good place to start and like do what works for you from that point. Because I know everyone has different things they can eat, things they can't eat, but
And everybody has a
yeah.
different metabolism. So you have
Yes.
stuff, that works better for you and some that not. So you just have to get to know yourself.
Yeah, and get
That's all.
creative. Like there's so many like recipes now that people have like
Oh
already
yeah.
put out there, that are for free and like and definitely healthy and suit all different types of lifestyles and,
Yeah.
different needs. Like it's just a matter of like doing research and finding, what works for you and what's suitable for you. But it's totally possible. And I don't know, I
Yeah.
guess the only other thing I really want to add is like I'm not the epitome of health. Like I don't eat perfectly. But I have learned like from being an athlete like what is good for me and I've also seen like what's good for other people too. But you have to take that responsibility for yourself and
Yeah.
and like make those choices for you. But we have gone for 30 minutes, but do we want to see if maybe anyone has questions or comments or feedback, like anything
Yeah.
like that? I don't know. I'll scroll through really quick. I missed a couple of I think hellos here at the bottom. Oh, L, I don't we're doing okay. I see an L Deckers.
Oh, hi.
I hope I said your name right.
We're doing
Okay.
great. I hope you guys enjoy as much as we do. And yeah, we would like to know if you have any feedback or anything you would like to talk about next week. And
Yeah,
yeah, we always,
questions. If anyone
yeah,
has questions or comments or anything they want
yeah.
to share, like,
Like I said, Briley, she's a mental performance coach. I am a lifelong equestrian dressage rider and trainer.
yes.
And so if we can help with anything, Briley, maybe if you want to say what's your what mental performance coaching is,
Oh, yeah.
or
Yeah,
yeah,
I can do that. Yeah, so I guess what I do, so yes, I'm a mental performance coach, and I know everyone might interpret that a little bit differently, but right now, the population I work with the most is athletes. But really what I tell my athletes and, the mental skills that I teach them, it translates for everyone across the board, no matter who you are, what you do. But a lot of the issues that I focus on are like performance anxiety. Of course, dealing a lot of athletes experience that, but also like business people, sales people, really everyone can, depending on your job, has a little bit of, we all face anxiety and, lack of confidence. I deal with a lot of confidence building with the athletes I work with. So I try and help athletes move through like fear. A lot of gymnasts, I guess that's like my main athletic population. If I'm getting even more specific, a lot of us, a lot of gymnasts experience like fear of like going backwards or going forwards on certain skills. And like when you're doing all those twists, like getting lost. And that sounds like a lot of maybe stuff that their coach would handle, but actually that's really
they
not. That's
don't.
more of like someone like me. I'm more on the mental side of like the techniques and how to handle those kinds of things, not as much about like the physical
Okay.
techniques. So, yeah, so fear, anxiety, performance anxiety, confidence building, leadership. That's another thing that I try
Nice.
and talk to my athletes about as well. And goal setting, that's another thing. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit more of an idea of like the kinds of like mental skills that I teach and stuff I do. Oh, your dog is so cute.
This is Jolly.
Jolly.
No,
So
no, no, no,
precious.
no,
Oh.
no, 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 no. It's okay. It's okay. What, do you want to say something? What would you like to say? No, shh.
That's what he wanted to say, I guess. We just wanted to growl a little bit.
Oh, it's okay. No, because there's somebody outside, and so it's like, oh my god. Oh my god, somebody's coming to attack us.
Oh goodness.
Usually it's really sweet, but
Yeah.
doesn't look like.
Oh, you know.
But,
he's protecting you. He's protecting you.
Protecting mommy, yeah.
Yeah. So does that make sense? I hope I explained that in a way that people can understand.
Yes. Yeah.
And
so, like, whenever the athletes go to the competitions, they call you, or you do Skype. You make them ready with Skype or calls, or
yeah. Right now, I mostly work over Skype or really Zoom. That's like my number one way of communication. But yeah, a lot of what I try to do and like the best time to work with me is before competition season, obviously, so we can build and give you that foundation of knowledge to like attack the season before it comes, you know? And because you have to practice these things, you know, confidence just doesn't happen like the day before a competition. Like I try and teach, you know, ideas and skills and habits that that take time to practice. So the best time is like before the season comes, of course, but I know that's not always realistic. Some people usually come to me when they're like desperate and it's like,
I have a show this weekend, a competition this weekend.
Yeah,
you need to fix me.
Yeah, and I'm like freaking out. Yeah, and so that happens, of course, more often than, you know, the ideal. But I guess since I'm talking to an audience that doesn't necessarily know, maybe that can like just give you a better idea of maybe how to approach reaching out to someone.
And I feel like we were saying that this is a good time for, you know, working on ourselves. Also for athletes, like it's the best time. For athletes, like for me, we had our competition, our shows, dressage shows canceled until the end of May now, they told us. And so, you know, it's like, okay, we keep training, but this is a really good time to really train and really get better and try to, because the competition, the show, it's not, we always say, it's just what you're doing at home. So if you're at home, you have the right program and you train the right way, the competition is not going to be anything different.
Exactly.
But you really have to be confident at home and practice right. So then at the competition with a little stress, you can handle that in the right way.
Yeah,
but everything is at home. Everything is at home in the training. So this is a really good time for everybody, especially for athletes, to practice and train, and you know, also on these mental skills that they're, you know, that we're going to face during a competition, big or small that it is. It's always, you know, there's always some to handle our brain.
Yes, yeah, and that
to keep
goes
it with us.
Yeah, and I tell my athletes even also about diet, nutrition, and healing from injuries. This past, you know, month or, you know, weeks that we've had is the best time. Like, don't squander it. Don't take it for granted. Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
Yeah, I guess that's like a good note to end on. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? We've been here for about 40 minutes, so. Yeah,
I think we're good. We're going to be here again live next Monday, 11:30 a.m. Central. So it's going to be 6:30 p.m. in Europe. Not all Europe, but Italy, the Netherlands, where I have most of my friends, Germany. Yeah, if you guys want us to talk about something specific, or if you need any suggestions, just let us know. We're here.
Message us.
Yeah.
Send us.
Thank you so much for watching us. Grazie mille per averci guardato e ci vediamo lunedì prossimo. Right, Briley? See you next Monday.
See.
All right, great. Brava.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We had a great time. See you next week.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye.